Welcome to the Fury Report, episode number 7. I'm Jeffrey.
I am Case.
I'm Forrest.
I'm Michael.
I'm Carl.
And we got a special guest, Mr. Phillip Sullivan. Phillip, how you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you guys?
We are great, man. Everybody's great. We're glad you took some time out of your day to come on here with us and talk some wrestling and some SWE. We want to get to know you a little bit better, so can we start by hearing a little bit of your background on how you got into wrestling?
Well, everybody as a kid had their favorite wrestlers. Okay, when I started watching it was with my grandfather, and of course, world class Mid-South, the Von Erichs, you had Eric Embry, the Freebirds. I never really had a favorite, but I always knew as a kid, I want to be in the ring. I mean, hell, you're sitting there at 5 years old going to school and you're drawing pictures of the Road Warriors face paints and your teacher's looking at you like, the hell are you doing? Hawk and Animal. And then you got, Kerry Von Erich and Kevin, wrestling at the Marshall Civic Center. And, my grandfather, he'd be like, come on, we're going to go watch the Von Erichs. And I found out him and Fritz actually went to school together as kids. And that really blew my mind. And then I told Akbar, I was 15 or 16 that I wanted to train. And he's like, well, get a hold of Chris Adams. Chris Adams has a wrestling school. So Chris charged $30 for a tryout, and he tells me, need $2,500 up front.
Oh.
Okay? $2,500 for 6 months. So I go to the bank and I get a student loan. Yes, a student loan. Go ahead, laugh. Because the bank president says it's a school, it's a loan. And Citizens National Bank was like, this ain't right. And I went, okay, it's a school. You can't deny me. Well, they gave me the money, which the most I could get, or the least I could get was $3,500. So I go back and I hand Chris $2,500, and he's like, well, you got to buy wrestling boots too. So I had to buy 2 pair of wrestling boots, a pair to train and a pair for show. Back then, that's how I got in. And that was in 93, 94. And then I started, working little spot shows here and there. Chris would, like, you go, you help set the ring up. Ack would be there, and he's like, hey, I'm going to have you doing ring crew and security. But when you get there, you got to get all the guys' bags and bring them inside. Okay, you got some students that were like, I ain't carrying nobody's bags. Shoot, I got an arm full of bags taking them in. And to this day, I still tell everybody, we had to buy boots. You don't see that. Everybody's mainly got shoes and kick pads. We didn't have that. We had wrestling boots. Yeah, Gary Hart, he was in a lot of it, helping guys develop a character. And him and Ack, they were the ones that really, you wanted to go to their schools. Gary Hart would come in and visit. Gary didn't have a school. Ack had a school. Chris Adams had the school. And it was all on how we want to build you. You could be a football player. You can be a road warrior. You could be a pretty boy. Or you could just be a psycho clown. They gave you advice. And that just, Phillip, that's not you. Or, you know what? We can make this work. So that's how I got in. I started off as War Machine. everybody asks me, why in the hell War Machine? When you go to the gym and you work out and you listen to Kiss War Machine daily, because it's,
Yeah.
it's like listening to Slayer and all that, got the momentum going and all that. And Gary Hart, he's like, well, give it a try. Ack was totally against it. 5'7", 5'8" guy, 180, 200 pounds. Now War Machine is a 6'5", 275, 300-pound guy, and it's like, well, I can't have surgery because my legs are only so long, But after that, I become the Morbid Angel, and then I had a promoter in Houston. He called me the Hellboy, and it's just one of them. It don't matter who you are, just as long as you get in there and you give 100%.
Right.
Dr. Steve Williams.
I got a quick question for you. Who was your favorite person that you ever wrestled, or your favorite match? Take it any way you want. What's your most memorable wrestling moment?
I got a funny moment, actually. I was working for Coastal Wrestling Federation, and I was supposed to be down there with Scott and Cedric, Scott Putsky and Cedman, the Cowboys from Hell. Of course, they skipped out on the booking because neither one of them wanted to go to Houston. I drove down there, and Killer Tim Brooks is, where's the boys? And I went, they wanted me to drive to Monroe to pick up Cedric, then drive to Fort Worth to pick up Putsky, and then drive down to Houston. I said, no. Cedric can drive to my house. We'll go to Fort Worth, and then we'll go. No, ain't doing it. And I'm like, well, I'm going to Houston. I know it. I don't want y'all to hit the beat button, so I just went ahead and I politely.
We appreciate it.
I get down there, and Killer's like, so how's this match going to work out? And I said, they're going to work with John Famous and Doberman, right? Yeah. I said, I'm going to go to the ring, and they're going to whoop up on me, send somebody down, even the odds. I'm still going to be the bump guy, or as they said, you're going to be Ricky Morton. Okay. I get a little bit of a shine. We're in the middle of a match. They put brand new ropes on this ring. Ropes. Understand. Nylon ropes, and they don't have any clamp. They've got them tight, and I hit the rope, and the rope kept on going. It's like watching Bugs Bunny. Killer Tim Brooks does this number and pushes me back in the ring. And as I got the rope, and I went, thank you. And I go back in. Doberman clotheslines me, beats on me. I make a hot tag. My guy gets pinned. We end up doing something where I super kicked one of them and I hit the other one with a Polish hammer. Whiskey bottle turned up missing. And I'm like, where's my Jack Daniels bottle? Because I was going to tip the fans. Get to the back. Killer's already got the bottle halfway gone. And I went, hey, dude. And he goes, man, I thought this was sweet tea. You didn't tell me it was Jack Daniels. So, yeah, that was one of my little funny Killer Tim Brooks moments. It was a fun match. I lost. Big deal. Don't mind putting anybody over. Killer was always good to me. Miss him a lot. If you only wanted to know Killer Tim Brooks, you had to go and train through him, because when you see him at the shows, he's a different. When he's training, which I never trained through Killer, but every time I shared a locker room, I always sat over there and we visited, and I was a sponge to him. Never stopped learning. Another good moment was me and Skandar Akbar. going to Baton Rouge, Louisiana with Kamala. Okay. Ted DiBiase's down there preaching. Now, you other guys that I can't see, if you're going to laugh, make sure you laugh loud. If you pee yourself, I know I did 100%. So we're sitting here, and Kamala goes, you know, I hear Teddy's over here at this Baptist church preaching. Now, we done gone to Williams Chicken and got food. We're going to the venue to eat. So Act goes, that son of a bitch, woo, pulled into the church parking lot. So Kamala stays in the van because, you know, he's kayfabe.
Yeah.
So we walk in. There's a merch table. There's a lady sitting there. And she goes, that'll be 25 or 30 bucks. And Act goes, I know the son of a bitch personally. We walked right on in. We said it's a back pew. And Teddy's up there preaching away. And he stopped because he sees Akbar walking in. And I said, Ak, I think we need to exit. And he goes, nope. That son of a bitch going to come down and talk to me. So Teddy walks in the aisle. And he goes, I'm glad you're here. You know, and I'm a changed man. You know, I'm a man of God. A few minutes later, Sam Houston walks in. The Sam Houston blazing. He's drunk and he's high as a kite. He walks in and he puts his arm around him and he goes, what's up, you son of a bitch? You over here showing these people how you can screw them out of a dang offering plate? And Teddy's eyes are this big. Here comes Grizzly Smith. He walks in. And, of course, you know, DiBiase's over there, you know, trying to convince everybody that, you know, he's a man of God. And I said, Teddy, I said, I believe you. Just to get the morale off of him and get it on to me. We go, we work. I worked with Sabu that night, which was an easy match. Anybody who's like Sabu don't know how to wrestle, Sabu can wrestle.
Yeah.
He don't do the hardcore stuff. He can actually wrestle. I can vouch for that because, man, it was one of the easiest matches I ever had.
Yeah.
But the last one, I just got back from Japan with Dr. Death. This is before his cancer. And I drove home. I was actually staying at my mom and dad's house at the time. And my phone rings. Answer the phone, you know, it says Jim Weeba on there, the Skandar Akbar. And Mom goes, is that Act calling? I said, yeah. So he's like, do you got the Bible channel? I'm like, yeah, I got the Bible channel. I got 500 dang channels. I got Dish Network. He goes, Ted DiBiase's on there. And he goes, hey, I got somebody at the door. I'll call you back. So I flip over, and DiBiase's on there talking. And I'm sitting there, you know, jet lag is taking its toll. And I'm like this looking at the TV, and they said, we got a caller from Jacksonville, Florida. Boris K. Fabian. And I'm like, looking at the TV like, okay, Boris K. Fabian. And I went, you know, the Tim Taylor, oh no.
Yeah.
And it, Mr. Debussy. My name's Boris K. Fabian from Jacksonville, Florida. And Teddy goes, Jacksonville, the Jacksonville Coliseum, you know, good memories, great matches, da-da-da-da-da. And Act goes, that brings up the question, Mr. Debussy. What exactly did you do with the young ladies you took behind the Jacksonville Coliseum? Next caller, please. And my mom is like, my dad is like, and I'm like, oh shit. So I'm calling Ack back, and he is laughing. And I said, old man, and he goes, did you see the look on his face? That son of a, God damn him. Ack, dude, that was on TV. God dang, I don't care how many viewers saw it. I god dang exposed him. Ack, dude, really? And he goes, see you tomorrow. Pick me up in Dallas. We got to go to Greenville, Texas, and then we got to go up to Lexington, Oklahoma. Okay. So I go pick him up the next day, get pulled over on Indian Nation's Turnpike. The cop is a Von Erich fan. I got a ticket because I'm driving with Skandar Akbar. So,
Wow.
yeah, first few years in the business, and this is what I get.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Right.
Ask away. I'm all open. Ask away.
Mike, got any questions?
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Phillip. So we really appreciate hearing some of those old stories. Tell us about.
I'm trying to keep them rated PG-13.
We appreciate it. I think we might have a few kids tuning in. So the wrestling scene years ago, you had a bunch of smaller promotions, and from that, WWE sort of came into prominence and sort of, became one of the main wrestling promotions that most people know about. But as that was happening, do you think that was good for wrestling? What do you think some elements of wrestling were lost as that was happening? What are your thoughts?
Well, honestly, you can say yes and you can say no. I'm going to say Vince should have left his competition alone. Because now, when it comes to competition, I mean, when he fought WCW, I mean, he conquered. I mean, he had the monopoly. And if you tried to open up a promotion and it was successful, he would come in, buy you out, shut your doors, throw your talent out on the streets, or take who he wanted. And then, I mean, I talked about this with several people. Bull Ramus, I talked to him before he passed away, and he's like, the territories were where you could be in Mid-South today, you could be in Madison Square Garden next week, you could be in St. Louis, you could be in Florida, the Carolinas, California. You always had somewhere that they wanted you. So if you was in Florida for 6 months and your line was getting ready to be complete, Bill Watts calls, I want you over here. Vince he didn't look at it that way. And I've had a couple of WWF tryouts, and I was not what they wanted. They want 6 foot to 7 foot tall people. They want gymnastics and people who don't know how to sell.
They didn't want the war machine.
Sorry. Me personally, Carl, he was at the show. Me and Rodney Mack worked a hell of an angle whenever I promoted, and it was a build to go to the next show. Okay. That show didn't happen because I had some medical issues that took place. And the funny thing is, I had a fan and his family that made sure that me and my old lady didn't have to worry about cooking dinner for a while, because I wrapped a towel and a heating pad around my neck, put some Tic Tacs in a pill bottle, and shook it around and said, these damn things are good. And I'm not saying the fan's name, but he shoots me a message, and it's like, what's your address? I figured, he's going to mail me a card. No, he shows up at my house. And I'm on the phone with Rodney and Jazz, and I went, oh, shit. And Rodney goes, what's up, man? I'm like, that fan is at my house with this preacher and his wife. And I wrapped everything up, looked stunned, going to the door, and they're like, can we say a prayer for you? And Jazz and Rodney are laughing. Because I told them, I said, y'all mute y'all's phone. They muted, and as soon as they left, I picked up the phone and I said, are y'all there? And Jazz goes, damn, Phil, you sold that better than I did. I went, I got a feeling these people are going to come back. So the next time they called, they're like, we're over at Bodacious Barbecue and we're picking up food and we're coming to your house. I'm like, damn. Wrap the neck back up, grab my pill bottle, walk into the door, pop the Tic Tac, and I had my water bottle. Of course, I got a crutch with me too. And they're like, how bad's the neck? And I said, well, I received a stinger, which, I'm totally working these people.
Oh, yeah.
Sit back down. And of course, I'm in my recliner and I plug my heating pad in. And, of course, they're like, we want to say a prayer. And I've got my phone set up on my TV recording this.
Oh, no.
I showed it to my old lady and she goes, asshole. Stop this. And I went, why? Why stop it? This is good stuff. So I don't go to the gym. I'm kayfabing this. I'm staying the hell away from the gym. I'm not going to the store. I am setting foot in the house. I don't even go on my front porch. Yes. Just as sure as I go outside without everything, it's like, oh, you work me. No. It's called I'm staying in character 100%. So I do a Facebook Live. And it'd be like, yeah, it's healing up. And, got doctor's appointment. Do you need a ride to the doctor? No, I got it. So after 6 weeks of them bringing food to the house, Renee's like, look, please put a stop to it. No more food. And I went, if you sit there and you think about it, for 6 weeks, they brought food every other day.
Wow.
That's close to $1,000 that they spent.
Yeah.
I can dig this. And Renee's like,
be injured every show.
Yeah, I mean,
just have
Rodney, what are we going to do next? And Rodney's like, well, man, I don't know. What do you want to do? I don't know, but I got to keep selling the neck and the back. Let's work the knee next time. No, we can't do that. I drive a standard. We'll break your arm. We'll break the arm.
That'll work.
I can at least shift with a broke arm. But man, I've had some good times with the fans. Some of them believe it. My grandmother believed it all the way till the day she died. And Bruce Tharp of the NWA gave her a plaque. She was 94 years old when she died. She was the NWA's oldest living fan.
Wow. Dang.
That's an accomplishment right there.
For sure.
Yeah.
That night they turned me heel, and I thought she was going to beat me with her cane. All the way to the nursing home. I'm taking her back, and she's like, "I don't want to talk to you."
Can't believe you did this.
Oh,
Mama, it's okay. She says, "I expect you to be in church tomorrow with me," and I went, "Me in church? I don't go to church. I go to church. It storms." Pick me up at 10 o'clock. Yes, ma'am. Took her to church. She has the preacher talking to me.
Oh, no.
And And he's looking at Lucille and he goes, you do realize that this thing's a script? And she goes, no, it ain't. And I went, Mama, yeah, it is. For 94 years, she believed wrestling was real. It's real.
It is.
It's a script, though. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, Mama, come on. You know, it's like your soap operas, Young and the Restless.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
So
a
we get
script.
hurt.
Yeah. She's like, I guess you're going to say the NFL is a script, too. Well, yeah, it is. What do you think they are on the sidelines communicating about? That's a script. Yeah.
That kind of led into my question. You were talking about fans, and you were talking about, you know, good experiences. I was curious about your worst experience with fans.
So we're at a bar one night,
Oh, good.
and I drink, but I'll drink one beer and then I'm done. This night, I'm not drinking because I've got a Friday show, a Saturday show, a Sunday, a Monday, a Wednesday, a Thursday show. And I'm fixing to be doing some serious traveling. And this guy is patting me on the back, and I'm like, hey, dude, stop it.
Chill out.
Kept patting me on the back, and I said, dude, my shoulder's bothering me. Hey, stop it. And he did. And I grabbed him by the throat and I put his ass in the damn sink on the other side of the bar. And I said, when I tell you to quit slapping me on the damn back, stop it. I let him up. And I turned around and here's the dang security guy going, I got him from here. And I said, thank you. So he takes him outside. A few minutes later, I'm walking out. That joker's sitting on the hood of my car.
Oh, no.
Then I went, okay. So I told him, I said, you got till the count of 3 to get off the hood of the car. And he goes, and what are you going to do? And I said, I'm just going to make a hood ornament out of you. And he goes, what, you going to drive with me on the hood of your car? And I said, you damn right I am. He didn't believe me.
You're joking.
Put that car in drive and I floored it. Got to the end of the driveway, I hit the brakes and he rolled on into the ditch. On the left and I took off down I-20.
Should have got out and pat him on the back.
No, that I wanted to do more than that, but I don't deal with bars because you always got that one person.
Yeah, for sure.
He gets to drink and he's Superman. 10 feet tall and bulletproof.
Yeah.
I don't want to fight tonight. I would rather buy you another drink, turn you around, push you to the dance floor, go drink with your beer. And I'm moving this away. I've had some good fans. I've had some bad fans. Some of the best ones were at the Waffle House, up in Tennessee especially. You get them guys over there and they're like, y'all know that shit's fake. Oh, yeah?
Oh,
Guess what I got in the bed of my truck? What's that? I got a folding chair. Would you like to find out how fake this really is?
let's test it on out.
And they just look at you. And they're like, you gonna hit me with that? You damn right I'm gonna hit you with it.
It's fake.
Man,
Why it wouldn't hurt?
That's steel. Duh. Well, you think it's a plastic chair? Guess what? Them plastic chairs hurt too. 96 in Gilmer, Texas. Action Jackson broke one over my head. Yeah, that was one on there. I even got the chair. I kept that chair because they super glued my head up that night, and I'm like, dude, that shit burns. I could at least numb that. Hey, right about here. I turn around, and I thought he was gonna hit me in the back, and instead he hit me here. man, I'm sorry about that, big dog. I didn't know. Don't worry about it. See you tomorrow night, Henderson. Action Jackson, always one of the guys that he helped me a lot. Him and Iceman King Parsons. If you notice the trend, I stick with the older guys. They are the ones who teach you better than anything. Because, like Ricky Morton's son, Kerry. Ricky and Kerry come to SWE in Lubbock. Kerry asked his dad, how do I know how to sell? He says, take acting classes. So that's how he learned how to sell. He took acting classes.
Yeah.
When Akbar had his school at Doug's Gym, and Tom Lance can verify this, Robert Evans, he worked as a Canadian Wonder Kid or something like that. We had him in an abdominal stretch, and he was selling it so good that the laundromat downstairs called the cops. And Dallas PD come over there, it's like, oh, we're in here training to wrestle. And he was selling. So, yeah, the cops looked over and they said, Gandar Akbar. Yeah. They all went over there, took pictures with him, and then they left.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was some of the good times. You can't do that no more. That's child abuse now. So what other questions y'all got that I can answer?
Carl, you've been friends with Phillip for a number of years. Tell us a little bit about you guys' relationship and how you guys met. Any questions you might have?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like I said, we've known each other for 7-8 years, and we met at one of his house shows. He used to, Phillip ran his own promotions for several years, a couple of different promotions around the East Texas area, Arklatex Pro Wrestling, and then Lucha Pride Pro Wrestling. And then that's where I met Phillip. And then also Renee. Y'all met Renee at all the shows, SWE shows. She's our door lady, ticket sales lady. So that's how they actually, that's where I met Renee. At that time, honestly, too, Renee and Phillip weren't actually a couple. Phillip was married at the time, and they soon divorced a year or so later after I met them. And then Renee and Phillip become a couple and have grown from there. So, and both of them love wrestling, and I love wrestling. So we just become good friends, and was going to all his house shows. But Phillip, I would like to know, one of my questions would be, when you joined, how you joined, I guess, SWE Fury, and what do you see from when it began? I know you were there from the beginning to today, how it's grown, and what do you see the future of SWE?
Well, I've known Tom for years. Me and Tom have known each other over 26 years. And I have a ring. He needed to rent a ring. And I agreed to come in. Of course, we got the ring there. And it was the very, very, very first show that we had in Wills Point at the middle school gym, I believe. Hell, I can't remember. It's one too many hits to the head. Got the ring there. I had my entrance. I had my sound system. And I think we had at least 1,000 people there. I mean, it was sold out. And I mean, you had Tim Storm there, you had Malico, Thunder Rosa. I mean, there was so many people. And you had the hometown boys of Super Country. Okay. It was hunting for the cure, hunting for the gold. And then the next show was in Canton. Mm-hmm. My ring has been at every show until this February. And then they started using Aaron Presley's ring, which, hey, that's fine. One thing that I do differently is I think, how do we make this show look professional than anybody else? Okay, when you turn on WWE and AEW, do you see ring gear, like jackets and all that, still sitting on the skirting, or do you see that leaving ringside? Okay. Here's what I did. We started going to the gym. Well, actually, before that, I started grabbing everybody's ring gear and taking it to the back. Well, of course, everybody's like, man, what the hell you do that for? We're called professional wrestling. It's got to look professional. We're not going to look like an indie. Okay, Teddy Long comes in. He brings Animal. What am I doing? I'm grabbing gear. I'm taking it to the back. First words out of Animal's mouth is, that's what separates the big boys from the indies. You got a guy who takes the stuff to the back. It looks professional. Yeah. So they put me in charge of running Gorilla in the back. I love it because I see that watch right there. What do y'all see me doing? I'm running around. I'm looking at my phone. I'm timing everybody's matches. So I went from the ring to working on the ring, getting gear and everything. Now I'm running the back. James Beard and them still run the back. I just get everybody lined up. I take care of the belts too. Most important thing is that belt has to look good when you go out to the ring. It's got to look good when that TV camera hits it. If you always noticed, Ric Flair's belt always popped. Hogan's belt always popped. Tully's belt, all them belts were shiny. I clean them. If y'all have seen the pictures, I restone them too. I paint them. If I see something that I think is going to make it look good, it's going to make not me look good. It makes the company look good.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Because the fans, and I know Lacey, and I'm not saying anything bad about anybody in the office. You got guys in Pakistan who are copying WWE belts like they're going out of style.
For sure.
You got NWA belts being copied, world class. Every belt is being copied. Go on eBay and type in SWE belts, and you're going to see our women's TV belt on there.
Yep.
You know what I look? I look at that as a compliment.
Yeah, for
because
sure.
now they're copying our belts. What does that mean? They're copying our belts. Yeah. Damn it, that means we're doing something right. They want our belts now.
That's good.
And they're like, copyright. It don't matter if it's copyrighted or not. Them guys in Pakistan are going to copy your belts.
Yeah.
Heck, I deal with a company in Pakistan. I tell them exactly how I want the belts to look. I am working on some other belts for SWE. And believe me, when you see them, you're going to have to go to the dentist and you're going to get your mouth wired shut because your jaw's going to fall off.
Yeah.
If you like the women's TV belt, wait till you see what the men's looks like. Wait till you see what the junior heavyweight looks like. Wait till you see what the new women's look like. They're all going to be high definition. I want all our belts to have that wow factor. And they will have that wow factor.
They do.
I don't mind paying for them. The belts that are being used right now, don't get me wrong, they're great belts. But after a while, you gotta add something new where the fans are gonna be like, oh God, that boy, oh, I like that. What does WWE do? They'll run with that one belt for a year or so, then they get a new belt.
Yeah.
It might look like the hood ornament of a, 300 GT, but I mean, the WWE belts are still ugly to me.
They are.
The spinner belts was the ugliest though. It was like, let's confuse a drunk. Spin that joker. Actually, let's mess with a pothead.
What do you see, Phillip? How do you see SWE now as far as growing?
Huh?
How do you see SWE now? Where they were from the beginning and now, and what their intentions and their future holds?
Well, right now, where they're at, there's a lot of promotions who are jealous of them. One of the things that I did, Tom and everybody wanted to get on all these different networks. They wanted to get on CWs. We started off on Roku, and it was the Right Now channel. And I called Sonny Ono, and I got us on Fight TV, which that was good. I mean, it opened up a lot of eyes. Then I called every CW across the country, and I had Tom and them call and say, "Hey, you need to stop making phone calls. We got like 100 contracts, and pull them out."
Yeah.
Because I was calling the East Coast, and then I'd call the West Coast, and I'd call everything down the middle. I'd call Honolulu, I'd call Alaska, Florida, and everybody's like, why couldn't you call everybody in Texas? Because everybody in Texas was, wanting this right here.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't put it on TV for free.
Right.
And I let Tom and Jason Jarrett and all them talk the business part. I'm like sizzle reel, sending it to all these TV stations, and heck, I had one in Miami, Florida. Oh, I got to have y'all on Saturdays at noon, and I went, yes, Saturday at noon. That's where you want to be. They wanted too much money. The first contract we signed besides Dallas Fort Worth was Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Saturday at 8 p.m. We just renewed that contract.
That's a great time spot.
It very well is. One Man Gang watches us every week. And
awesome.
There's a lot of legends in Baton Rouge that watch it, and they're like, really do like this. If I remember correctly, it's on Fox, which is also one of the sister stations of the CWs. I've seen people post it and it had Fox in the corner. It's like, that's pretty cool. When you got a sister station that's plugging it all over, it shows that we're actually doing this number right here. We're branching out. Where do I see us in the next few years? If we keep playing our cards right, I see us taking a national tour.